They've paid for illegal immigrants. They've paid for the purchasing of votes through the money laundering scheme that is the United States government. Saturday, President Trump, some people call him former president, some people call him sitting president. I call him sitting president, okay? Yeah. He returned to the scene of the crime, Butler, Pennsylvania, for the first time since the attempted assassination, which, surprisingly, we don't talk about that much anymore. We don't see it talked about that much in the media, but he did go back.
Return of the fact, he's getting the sacks, now he's back, he ain't straight. Return of the fact, oh my God, return of the slack.
No, that was for the Brian Stelter came back.
Oh, that's a different return.
It is a different return. Okay. It's always a return.
Muscle memory.
That's Stelter too. Stelter harder.
Yeah. Stelter, I hardly know her. Plus, I'm gay.
Stelter harder. The pool boy made an appearance.
No time.
Here's the Trump returning to Butler clip.
Lee, thank you very much, really, and thank you.
One of the greatest lines ever. Here it comes.
Thank you to Pennsylvania. We love Pennsylvania. And as I was saying,
if the media did their job, that's an iconic line. Here's what I love. He actually goes back to what he was saying. Watch.
Oh, I love that. I love that chart. I love that.
He's got a pillowcase with that chart on it that he just snuggles up to every day.
My perfect chart. You're going to love my chart. It's made of the finest Egyptian charts. You're an asshole.
Finest Egyptian papyrus.
Yes.
Yeah. That chart saved my life.
It's made from fragments of the Dead Sea Scrolls. You're going to love my pillow chart.
Not true.
How many people do you think were confused where he's like, as I was saying, and like, whoa, for the line, he's like, I love this chart. And he gets back into the key facts. Like, what is that? What was he? I don't really remember what he was saying because I remember bullets flying. True. But he actually remembered the chart.
That was perfect.
If the media did their job, that is just
everywhere this morning.
Just as iconic as the only thing to fear itself is ask not what you can do for your country. I won't hold my opponent's inexperience against him from Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
Well, they're already blaming him for the attempt in the first place.
I know.
They were so annoyed by that. They're like, oh, yeah, he set it up for sure.
Right. Yeah.
It's all been a setup.
See, that is one of the greatest lines, honestly. Even if you're a leftist, if you're a moderate, don't you have to go, all right, that was pretty badass, right? And of course, one of the richest men ever, Elon Musk, made an appearance. And it's very telling. He's not taking the easy path. If I don't agree with him on everything, and I don't, I have to respect it.
Free speech is the bedrock of democracy. And if people don't know what's going on, if they don't know the truth, how can you make an informed vote? You must have free speech in order to have democracy. That's why it's the First Amendment. Be a pest to everyone you know, people on the street everywhere. Vote, vote, vote. Fight, fight, fight. Vote, vote, vote. Thank you.
So Elon Musk right now is getting a lot of guff on Twitter because he said that these platforms have to be neutral. And people are like, hey, Elon, what happened to you being neutral? And it's like, oh, no. The left never can quite understand this. Elon Musk is not neutral.
Of course not.
His platform is.
He's open about it. His bias. I have no problem with someone who's open about it.
But his platform is. That is the crux of this. He can hold a position that is so important to who he is that he's going to get on a plane and go speak at a Trump rally and yet allow the Krasensteins on his platform.
As seen by the fact that most of the trash talk toward Elon Musk was directed to him on X.
Yes. And he doesn't ban people for that. That is the free speech example that the left is attacking right now that we have been trying to drill into them. You can have whatever opinion you want. Just don't make the platforms enforce your worldview, period. And we're fine.
Exactly.
Yeah, we agree on worldviews, me and Elon Musk, but he banned me for breaking the rules.
Well, you did.
I broke the rules.
You called for the death.
Right?
Well, that was a moderator.
So.
Well, still.
That one is on the line.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm admitting it. I was out of line, and then he followed through with it. If he was truly, biased, he wouldn't have done that kind of stuff. So.
No, I think that's actually a good point. And of course, this rally, it lit the internet ablaze. It was a big deal. That line was trending everywhere. People were talking about it. And so the media took it upon themselves, as neutral as they are, to fact check the rally. Now, they don't even fact check the interviews, the very few and far between interviews that Kamala Harris has done. And by the way, she's going to be live on Howard Stern tomorrow. Please comment below. We were thinking about actually live streaming it and pre-gaming with a half-hour or 45-minute history of Howard Stern, just to cut him off at the knees with all the virtue signaling. Yeah. Don't know if you know his past. He's kind of pulled the ladder up behind him. Let us know if you want the show at your regularly scheduled programming time, or if you'd like to have a special live stream of Kamala Harris on Howard Stern, because I think that's going to be a rough one.
And it's going to be 1 Eastern, so it would be noon. So we'd probably start around 11:15, 11:30 Central Time tomorrow, if that's the case.
I'm for
it. If you guys want it,
I'm for
let us know. Vote right
Central
now.
Time.
Yep.
So 12:15 Eastern.
Yes.
For people who live in the Satan's
time zone.
Zone. So the media
or the
fact
Varma
check
time zone, one of the two.
Hey, that's enough. Okay. The media fact checked. Don't refer to him as Satan.
I said he's not.
He's not as effective as Satan. The media fact checked a rally. It's time for fact checking the fact checkers.
Tweet check. Fact Trump. Trump fact check. Tweet fact check. News.
All right. So we'll do this in kind of a 3-tiered sequence. What Donald Trump said, what the media tried to say in their fact check, and then, of course, the truth. So here is what Donald Trump said as far as illegal immigration. He talked about illegal border crossings being the lowest under his tenure as opposed to now.
I love that chart. I love that graph. Isn't it a beautiful thing? But also beautiful because look at the number. That's the day I left office. It was the lowest. Border Patrol, the lowest it's ever been. Illegal immigration, today it's out of control. They're releasing murderers, they're releasing drug dealers, they're releasing gang members and criminals, human traffickers. Mostly they traffic in women, and they're releasing them all into our country, and they're emptying their jails, and their crime rates in Venezuela are way down.
Okay, so he was speaking to the people directly. Here's what the media said with their fact check. All references available at louderwithcrowder.com. You can click the link in the description. They said Trump highlighted a low migrant encounter total during April 2020 and claimed that was when he left office. But his presidency ended in January 2021. The chart also alluded to Trump's pants on fire claim that millions of immigrants came illegally to the United States from jails, prisons, or mental institutions during Biden's administration. Trying to imply, well, that's not true.
Even true at all.
Oh, it's just coincidence.
Right. Here's the truth, okay? Even if you don't want to take the month of April because he was going pre-COVID, let's just look at the average crossings compared to Donald Trump and Biden-Harris. I keep wanting to say Harris-Biden. Trump, the average monthly crossings during his tenure, 41,000. Biden-Harris, 220,000.
Jeez.
Close. 41,000 to 220,000.
I would have said 41,000 was high just as a number without any context until I look at the next one and I'm like, oh, that was fantastic.
Yeah. And the months even after April still would have been the lowest in modern American history outside of his tenure. It's just that he had an all-time low of April. So this is what you need to understand. It's not, do they apply fact checking? Technically, they're correct that April is not the last month of his presidency. Are they applying it equally?
Yeah.
Are they applying it when Kamala Harris says border crossings are down? No, they do not apply it. That is verifiably false across the board. Donald Trump, and if you want to discuss nuance, as the left does, well, I think that's a fairly nuanced and, by the way, one that is defensible, picked April because it was pre-COVID. The media doesn't apply it equally.
Yeah.
Let's consider that one, of course, fact checked. Done. All right.
Fact check.
Lovely. The other truth is he was talking about Venezuela emptying prisons, right? Sending criminals to the southern border, right? Mm-hmm. Well, they tried to claim that wasn't true. You just saw that from PolitiFact. Let me tell you, it is true. Okay, and bring that up from NBC, overlay D2. It is true. They are emptying their prisons. They are sending criminals to the southern border. The DHS, by the way, as of June, there are over 100 investigations into crimes tied to Venezuelan gangs who crossed illegally. Jeez. So it's been acknowledged that they have been emptying out asylums and prisons. You can read that article at NBC. And there are 100 investigations that we know of on record, DHS, criminal gangs from Venezuela who have crossed illegally. By the way, 2023, the Venezuelan violent crime rate or violent deaths, 22-year low.
Wow. Ooh. That's what he claimed. He said their crime rate has gone down dramatically. 22-year low would say that that's accurate.
And according to Bloomberg, that is following years of massive migration as both criminals and victims fled. So you have Bloomberg, you have NBC saying, yeah, that's true, when they weren't under a microscope. And then you have investigations at the DHS saying, well, the results seem to imply that it's true. I think we can consider that one fact checked. Fact check!
By the way, how bad does your country have to be that both criminals and the victims of the criminals flee at the same time, which means they're traveling together?
Yes. Do they have like a truce?
Yeah, like a buddy system through the journey.
Hey, when we get to America, we're together, buddy.
Yes. I'll rape you when we get there.
That's fine.
But right now, we have peace.
It's unsafe here in
we have peace.
this country.
You can take off your chastity belt when you sleep.
Gotta give your victims hope.
Yes.
You know?
Jeez. I will poison your soul with hope. When we get to El Paso, I rape.
I want a better life. I want better victims.
It's true. He's so hard. He's so hard to get the energy. It's like raping a bag of bones. I want to rape somebody plump.
American. Eyes and juicy with the trans fats. And their carbohydrates.
I want to sexually accost my 900-pound life.
I want to be where the Lizzos are.
I like to play a game called Where is the Hole?
That's right. I want to be on TLC now. Walking around with, what do you call them? Hover rounds.
Sugar foot.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, where they're actually crossing with the victims. All right, here's the next one. What Donald Trump said. He said that Kamala Harris is prioritizing foreigners over Hurricane Helene victims.
What's happened there is very bad. They're offering them $750 to people whose homes have been...
Could they not clean the bulletproof glass?
Well, I mean, it's
I thought, it's hard to tell. It looks like his suit's been rained on.
It looks like a mirror in a parakeet's cage.
I tell you what, $750 wouldn't fix that.
A squeegee and a guy from New York would freaking... I don't care that. We're fine.
All right, let's finish the clip.
Washed away. And yet we send tens of billions of dollars to foreign countries that most people have never heard of. They're offering them $750. They've been destroyed. These people have been destroyed.
Okay. So again, the media has fact-checked them. They were doing it again live right now. Here's what they have said. This comes from CNN. Former President Donald Trump has delivered a barrage of lies and distortions about the federal response to Hurricane Helene. All right. Well, let's look at the truth. The DHS Secretary, Alejandro Mayorkas, has told people that FEMA wouldn't have enough funding for the rest of the hurricane season. So this is kind of the baseline that matters. This is why Donald Trump is addressing this in the public. All right. Now, could we follow the money and say, well, maybe there's a reason for that? Well, in 2024, Congress appropriated $650 million to FEMA for its shelter and services program, which gives illegal immigrants shelter, such as hotel, motel services, food, transportation, including plane tickets, up to $700 a person. And right now, the hurricane victims are getting about $750 after this hurricane. So maybe if they didn't spend money on trying to buy votes, those in a hurricane scenario, in a natural disaster scenario, could actually have their government fulfill one of its few legitimate purposes.
Unbelievable.
You could have bought those votes.
Yeah.
Could have bought those North Carolina votes.
How pissed off you would be right now if you got if you had to go and apply for the $750, right? And you're like, yeah, you got $750, but that's it. And you gave $700.
Yeah.
In a plane ticket, just the plane ticket, not the food, not the lodging, not the other stuff for the people that shouldn't even be here in the first place.
Right.
You know how pissed off you'd be right now? Like $750? That's why people are mad.
Here, I'm going to draw you guys, and bring up on that camera.
Oh, wow,
I'm just going to draw you guys a quick chart, okay?
Oh,
is it a penis? It's not a penis again, is it?
Oh, I hope it's a Venn diagram.
Hold on a second, okay?
I love Venn diagrams.
All right, he's doing...
Okay.
Is this Common Core or is this...
Here we go. All right. Here's the giant tax pool, okay? I just wrote HV for hurricane victims paying $700 in taxes. Now, typically speaking, you would pay this money in taxes.
You get $750.
No. I'm just saying there. Just
I'm with you.
It's my drawing.
It's your drawing. Go for it.
Okay.
Looks like
$700 into taxes. All right. Okay. Typically, you're making a deposit, right? And the whole reason that you sign on to being a citizen of a country is because you're investing in something where hopefully by the end of your life it yields dividends, right? You're better off living in that country. So then that giant pile increases, and we see 700 out plus, I don't know, 50 billion.
Oh, I don't know.
What's 50 billion between friends?
Yeah. So you see this right here. And I've labeled them, just for the purposes of brevity here, Mexicans. So This giant tax pool, $700 for plane tickets, and then, I don't know, $50 billion for Mexicans to come here illegally and be granted citizenship or some pathway to citizenship. Now, these victims are looking to withdraw their money, right? Take it back. And instead, they can't because it's all been given to Mexicans. Does that explain it to you? They've paid for illegal immigrants. They've paid for the purchasing of votes through the money laundering scheme that is the United States government at this moment in time, this administration in particular. And then when it comes time to make a withdrawal, one that would be completely legitimate, I'm not an anarchist and I'm not a libertarian anymore. I think that it's a legitimate role of government if citizens of this country need help because of an act of God. For crying out loud, even insurance programs cover that. They don't get it because of an act of Congress. Makes sense? Excuse me. Fact check. I forgot about it. Good.
The new hit piece is going to be Steven Crowder says Mexicans.
Yes. Well, I can't say Mexicans. I said it was a pejorative. The YouTube, the Vox Apocalypse.
That's fair.
That was one of the epithets they listed. Sprite.
Lispy person.
Queer.
Oh, can we say that?
I can say it. I just can't say it at someone who's actually a lispy queer.
So lispy queer.
And Mexican.
Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't.
So I'm bucking the sign. All right. Here's another claim that was made from Donald Trump when he was speaking directly to the people, and that's why he's winning this election right now. He's now a 4-point spread on Polymarket.
How did you know that? Oh, no, not Polymarket. I'm sorry. There was a 4-point change in a YouGov poll. It's now 47-47.
Oh, no, I meant
a brand
Polymarket.
Sorry,
he's right now at 50
so you said 4-point
points.
spread, and that messed me up because the last poll that came out had Kamala Harris up by 4. It's tied now on a poll that typically veers Harris big time. That's brand new. Sorry, you just triggered me.
What's less interesting than Polymarket?
Triggered bad. No, it's not.
Oh, wow. It's actually it's a 6-point spread. That changed since I was on the John preparing for this show.
Wow. He was spread wide open himself.
How does my tide nationally look to you now?
Less interesting than the point I was bringing up. Still.
Yes.
All right. So here's what Donald Trump was saying directly to the people, that the Harris-Biden administration is costing you, he said has cost you, but $29,000 more, give or take, through inflation.
She costs you $29,000 a family through inflation price hikes.
Okay, so here's what the media has said. We rated a similar Trump claim, citing $28,000 as mostly false. The $28,000 is a likely estimate of increased spending for items such as food, shelter, transportation, and energy. But wages also increased.
Bullshit.
Evening out much, or depending on the time period, all of the increased costs. Now, I looked, could not find from PolitiFact where they said that wages increased any evidence of that. And so I looked to third-party economists. Every single one said that's not true.
Yeah.
So I feel torn.
It's actually the opposite, right?
Where is that?
I feel torn by the speed at which I'm being pulled away from even believing that it's possible PolitiFact is telling the truth. Here is the truth, that under Kamala Harris and Biden, we've talked about this, costs are up and incomes are down, okay? So compared to when Harris and Biden took office, okay, a family of 4 needs to make $17,000 more per year just to live the exact same lifestyle. Now let's add up household income. What we saw under Donald Trump, household income went up by an average of $4,000. Under the Harris-Biden administration, it has gone down by $4,200. So add that up, $17,000, then you add up that $8,000 gap. Okay, at that point, you're getting close. Let's call it an even 25. If the media is doing their job and they are trying to help you make informed decisions, how are they helping you by simply saying, no, you're not losing $28,000. Your wages have gone up. You know it's not true. They know it's not true. Are they serving their purpose when they try to catch a man who, if the election were held today, would be the president of the United States again on a technicality? The media, as it exists now, legacy media, is the enemy of a free and informed people. You can comment if you disagree. This has been Fact Checking the Fact Checkers.
Tweet check. Fact Trump. Trump fact check tweet. Fact check. News.
Hey, if you're still watching this video, comment below. Sorry, I'm parched. I can't drink from that. But you can click the video and watch it. But what is it a hat?